Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we are doing our Week 13 NFL picks, and there are some very big games this week, especially one that I'm sure if you guys are familiar with this week's schedule, you already kind of have in mind. I want to say I'm still over 500, but to be honest, I've missed a couple weeks of doing this, so, not totally accurate there. I know on like the ESPN app where I do my picks, I think I'm like 82%. So hopefully it's accurate to how I've actually been doing on YouTube as well. But again, I have missed a couple of these videos, so I do apologize about that. But for this week, Thursday Night Football is the Seahawks and the Cowboys. I do think this will be a pretty good game because I do think the Seahawks are pretty good. But overall, like how I said in my Power Rankings video yesterday, the Cowboys are just really, really good right now. Dak is playing really well. I'm going to knock on wood. I don't want to jinx Dak or anything since I'm saying that, but seriously, he's been very, very good. And I'm very happy for Dak because of that. So I have the Cowboys in the Thursday night game. And then next is the Chargers and the Patriots. I'm picking the Chargers. The Patriots, they're just no offense. There's no offense there. And now I think I've heard that in practice right now, Malik Cunningham and Bailey Zappi are actually taking a lot of reps as far as passing the ball. So maybe Mac Jones doesn't even start next week. I don't know what's going on. It's an absolute train wreck, though. And I'm picking the Chargers. If the Chargers lose that game, though, I don't see any way Staley keeps his job. But then again, me and a lot of the people have been saying this for the past few weeks, so who knows. But yeah, Chargers in that game. Next is the Lions and the Saints. I'm picking the Lions. The Lions are one of the best teams in the entire NFL. Definitely top 10 in my opinion, maybe even top 5. And definitely one of the best in the entire NFC. The Saints are just not that good, but they are in a terrible division to where they can actually make the playoffs and even host a playoff game. So, there's still postseason hope for the Saints, but I don't see this being a game they win. I think the Lions kind of go in there to New Orleans and take care of business. So I'm picking the Lions in that one. Next is the Jets and the Falcons. Okay, real quick, Aaron Rodgers, as of today, his practice window has been opened, which is unbelievable. Less than 3 months after tearing your Achilles. So he's not playing this game. I just kind of had to get that news out because I'm sure you guys have heard as well. But that's just seriously, seriously crazy for an Achilles injury that keeps guys out for sometimes over a year. And then someone at his age bouncing back this quickly is very, very impressive. So hopefully he doesn't re-injure it. Hopefully he takes his time and is smart about his rehab. But until then, it is still Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle in there. So I'm picking the Falcons. I don't trust either quarterback playing this game. Well, I guess all 3 quarterbacks that could be playing this game, I guess, as far as maybe even 4, I guess, Ritter or Heineke or Tim Boyle or Zach Wilson. I don't like any of those quarterbacks. I don't think any of them are consistent enough. With that said, though, I'm going to pick the Falcons. I think the Jets just cannot get any offense going. The Falcons' defense is pretty good, so I'm picking the Falcons there, which will make them go to 500 on the season. Next is the Steelers and the Cardinals. Picking the Steelers, they're pretty good. Matt Canada's gone. Cardinals are just not very good. I don't think it'll be too close of a game, to be honest. Probably the Steelers by like 10 points. So I'm picking the Steelers in that game. And then next is the Colts and the Titans. I'm going to pick the Colts here. The Titans are coming off a win, but granted it was against the Panthers, who literally everybody beats. So I'm picking the Colts. I think this is a pretty big divisional matchup, though, because if the Colts happen to lose this, they're going to start losing momentum to try and win this division because the Jaguars and the Texans are at the top right now, and they need to keep these wins stacking to try and get themselves to be in the race and still be in the race for that division title. So I'm picking the Colts. I think they win that big game there in Tennessee. And then next is the Dolphins and the Commanders. I'm picking the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are a great team. I think the Commanders can be a great team, but it's just not going to come together this year. I don't think Ron Rivera is the answer. He should be gone after this year. So, again, Washington, you're trending in the right direction. It wasn't going to happen over the course of 1 year, but you have new ownership. You'll have a new coach, and I think you have your franchise quarterback. So, not a great year, but I think you've seen enough to where you can be pretty optimistic heading into the offseason. Then next is the Broncos and the Texans. This should actually be a very good game, and also it's a very big game as well. Both of these teams are either a wild card spot or in the hunt as of right now. So I'm going to pick the Texans. I do think they win at home, but what I will say is the Broncos are clearly on a very, very big hot streak right now. I think it's 5 wins in a row. And some of those teams were like the Bills and the Chiefs that they actually beat. So they've beaten some real opponents. Not saying the Texans haven't, but the Broncos definitely have as well. So this should be a very good game, maybe even low scoring. But I do have the Texans winning that one at home. Then next is the Panthers and the Buccaneers. And As a Panthers fan, I don't want other Panthers fans to think that because we fired Frank Wright, it's all of a sudden going to turn around. Because while he was a problem, he wasn't the problem, and he also is not a problem that's going to all of a sudden turn around the team now that he's out. Sure, it might help the play calling, it might help the offense, but at the end of the day, the Panthers do not have these skill players on the team. They don't have the linemen. It's just not going to happen this year. I'm sorry. It sucks for being a fan for me too, obviously, but like I think the realistic way to look at it is that it's just not going to be good this year unless some kind of miracle happens. And I'm picking the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are a pretty decent team considering the skill of that division, I guess. It's a big game for them to win too at that because again, this is anyone's NFC South right now apart from the Panthers. So it's a big game for the Buccaneers. But really, all the pressure is on them to get this win and continue winning because the Panthers have literally nothing to lose at this point. So Buccaneers in that one. Next is the Browns and the Rams. I'm going to pick the Browns in this game, but the Rams can really play spoiler right now because if they beat the Browns, that's a bad loss. They'd be 7-5. The Ravens are still a game above them. And again, the Steelers are also playing this week with the same record as the Browns and with a easier opponent. So that could find the Browns in third place in the division if they lose this game. So it's a very big game. Big implications from right now to the end of the year for the AFC North teams apart from the Bengals. I'm picking the Browns, but again, it's a very big game. And at the beginning of this video, I said that if you were familiar with this week's schedule, you knew the one game I was really alluding to, and that is the 49ers and the Eagles. This is the NFC Championship rematch from last year. 49ers fans felt that they were a bit cheated because I guess not cheated, but I guess robbed because Brock Purdy got hurt, and there's just kind of no competition there. And I've said this before, I will say it again. Would it have been much closer and a much better game? Absolutely, if Brock Purdy did not get hurt. I'm not going to go as far as saying that the 49ers would have won with Brock Purdy in there because, quite frankly, we don't know that. All we know is that it would have been obviously a better game. So I'm excited for this game. There should be a lot of trash talk. It should be pretty chippy. I'm pretty excited to watch it. I do have the Eagles in this game. I have to honor my power rankings and how I rank these teams. I said the Eagles are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL right now, and I actually had them ranked at number 1 this past week. So I got to put them over the 49ers. I do think they win at home, but this should be a very exciting game. Both teams should have a bit of a chip on their shoulder as far as kind of proving the other one wrong because there's been a lot of talk going on over the past year. So in either way, both these teams will be in the playoffs, and hopefully they face off again in the playoffs. So hopefully this is not the last of this matchup we see for this season. But I'm picking the Eagles there. Next is the Chiefs and the Packers. I'm picking the Chiefs. Would it be a massive win for the Packers? Absolutely. It would really kind of put them on pace to even make a playoff push. But I really don't know if I see it, to be honest. I mean, the Chiefs do struggle with drops 100%, but I just don't know if the Packers offense is going to be able to kind of take advantage of the Chiefs defense. Chiefs defense is pretty good. Packers offense is very inconsistent, but I will say Jordan Love has looked better the past few weeks. So you never know, but I'm picking the Chiefs there to beat the Packers. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Bengals and Jaguars. I'm picking the Jaguars. I think this would have been a very exciting game with Burrow in there because I think this would have meant a lot more to both teams. So, sucks, just the way it goes sometimes. I think the Jaguars can handle the Bengals fairly easily. The Bengals without Burrow, you can kind of either just try and tank for a better pick or kind of like how I said, the Rams could play at this point, just kind of play spoiler, try and take other teams down and ruin their season. I don't think the Bengals are going to give up. I don't think they're going to purposely lose out. And honestly, I think for any team, it's kind of hard to believe that sometimes, but especially where the Bengals are right now, I wouldn't say all hope is lost. I think they definitely try and win, but I just don't think they actually have the players to win at this point. So I have the Jaguars in that one, and that's going to do it for my week pick. So make sure to comment down below any games you think I got right or got wrong, who your upset of the week pick is, who your favorite team plays this week, all that kind of stuff. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more NFL videos just like this. I do week picks for the rest of the season every week. I'm also going to be doing playoff predictions as well whenever the playoff bracket is set up. I also do NFL power rankings every week. We do NFL tier list videos, player ranking videos, all that kind of stuff. And I also do Madden videos where I do gameplays, pack openings, and have a no money spent series. So thank you guys for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.